Hello students, in this lecture we'll study avalanche transit time devices. These are the devices which work as microwave generator because of characteristic of producing negative resistance in these particular devices. The negative resistance in a tunnel diode, the negative resistance was produced when we were heavily doping the PN junction, and when the device, that tunnel diode, was working in forward bias condition for certain part of VI characteristic, it was showing the negative relationship between the voltage and current. Means when the voltage was increasing, forward voltage was increasing, the current was reducing for certain range of voltages. Unlike in that tunnel diode, here we are will operate the PN junction diode in reverse bias condition, and when the reverse voltage will be greater than the breakdown voltage, then avalanche multiplication because of impact ionization will occur, and because of this avalanche multiplication, large number of electron hole pairs will be generated, and these electron hole pairs will take some time to drift through high field region. Thus, because of these two effects, one is impact ionization, and second, due to the drift in the high field region, the negative resistance will be produced in these kind of devices. There are two distinct mode of operations in avalanche transit time devices. One is impact operation and second is Strapat operation. Impact stands for impact ionization avalanche transit time operation, and Trapat stands for trap plasma avalanche trigger transit operation. So first we'll see impact diode in this particular lecture. So let's proceed. In impact diode, what happens when reverse voltage is applied, and this voltage is well beyond the breakdown voltage, then electrons, because of acquiring high energy, they will knock the valence band, and new electron hole pairs are generated, and these new electron hole pairs will have sufficient energy. They will knock some other electron, outermost electron, and new hole electron pairs will be generated in cascaded form. This process is called impact ionization, and this process, because of this impact ionization and cascaded form, this avalanche multiplication occur within these device, and usually it occurs that avalanche multiplication occurs when electric field is greater than the breakdown value, and this breakdown value for silicon and germanium type diode is greater than the 400 kilovolts per centimeter. And when Lagrange multiplication is occurring in a device, the electron used to travel with the saturated velocity of around 10 to the power 7 centimeter per second, and these electron with the constant saturated velocity used to knock the outermost electron and produces the chain process of multiplication of the electron hole pairs within the device. So this is the basic structure of impact diode, which is N plus P, I, P plus diode, or you may also create P plus N, I, N plus diode. So let's see this diode. This diode is also known as Reed diode because of the scientist Reed who invented this particular phenomena occurring in silicon diode. So N plus P plus stands for high heavily doped region. I stands for intrinsic region. So N plus P region is the avalanche region where the avalanche multiplication will be occurring. I is the intrinsic region. This total region is also called drift region because the electron hole pairs that would have been generated by avalanche multiplication at N plus P junction would be drifted through this particular regions. That's why this region is called the drift region. This region is actually inactive region. There no process like impact ionization, no drifting will occur obviously because the electron will move into this particular region. So this region is inactive region. Here no branch multiplication will be occurring, and since large number of electron hole pairs are being generated at this particular region, so this whole region will be filled with the electron hole pairs or the carriers which would have been generated here. So this region will be filled with the carrier. This is called the space charge region. This n plus p to I p plus region is called the space charge region. Now let's see the working of impact diode. So this diode is actually mounted in a cavity which has inductive impedance, and as you know, the diode exhibit capacitive impedance. So when these two are connected together, means when diode is mounted with the microwave cavity, this will be equivalent to a resonant circuit, LC circuit, and this whole structure will be able to give negative resistance when the device will be operated beyond the breakdown voltage. So this is the field distribution of n plus p ip plus diode, which is reed diode. So at n plus p junction, the electric field is very high, which decreases gradually till p, and an intrinsic region where the electrons will be drifted with the saturated velocity, which is the constant velocity, and the field is also constant here, and the field becomes zero in p plus region again. So these are the carriers which will be existing in each region because of this reverse bias condition. When VDC is applied, this is reverse bias condition, so holes will be here at this junction, and electrons will be here at this particular junction. Okay, so and these holes will move from left to right. So the drifting carrier will be the holes in this particular region. So when the device will be mounted in a cavity, we and the cavity is given an RF voltage. Cavity will be oscillating, will have RF field, right? So it will have an AC voltage with because of mounting within the cavity, and DC voltage is the voltage given to the diode to produce reverse bias condition. So when this whole structure is created, then during the positive half cycle of RF field, the device will be in reverse bias condition. There will already be available some charges that may be available within the diode itself. So when the RF field is positive and DVDC is such that it gives reverse bias condition, then during positive half cycle, when it reaches maximum, the diode reaches the breakdown condition. At this particular level, the voltage is beyond the field is such that the breakdown starts to occur during the positive half cycle maximum of RF voltage. So at this particular point, the electron hole pairs would have been generated at the n plus p junction. Means at the junction, a current starts to flow. This I naught is the junction current. This is junction current. This starts to flow at when RF field is positive maximum, and it increases exponentially. Why exponentially? Because the RF voltage is positive and the field is above the breakdown condition, so electron hole pairs would generate during the positive half cycle of RF voltage, RF signal. So till when the RF voltage is positive, the field is above breakdown voltage and electron hole pairs are generated in chain process. So current starts to increase exponentially till the point when RF voltage changes its sign. As soon as it changes its sign after the half cycle, the field at the RF junction, this junction N plus P junction, falls below the breakdown voltage. So no further avalanche multiplication would occur after the RF voltage goes to negative point. So in this particular region, no further avalanche multiplication is occurring. So current starts to, this junction current starts to reduce exponentially till this particular point. Now the electron hole pairs that would have been generated during avalanche multiplication, they starts to flow through this drift region. As soon as they enter into this drift region, they an external current IET is produced in the external circuit. So this IET is the external current that is produced in the external circuit of diode. You see this current is constant. Why this current is constant? Because in this region the field is constant and electrons are traveling with the saturated electron velocity, which is 10 to the power 7 centimeters per second. So electrons are leaving the diode at constant velocity. So IET is actually constant here. Okay, so now what we are seeing here, this junction current that is produced because of avalanche multiplication occurring at the junction N plus P. This current is lagging behind the RF voltage by 90 degree. You see this, it is producing at pi by 2. So this is lagging behind the RF voltage by 90 degree. Now further, this IET, this external current, it is produced at this particular point when it reaches maximum and the RF voltage goes to negative. So electron have to move further. When the RF voltage goes to negative, then what will happen? This negative voltage will be subtracted from the DC voltage and field falls below the breakdown voltage. So no further branch multiplication is occurring, means whatever electron hole pairs that would have been generated till now will now have to move further into this drift space, right? So this external current is again lagging behind the I naught T current, the junction current, by 90 degree. So we have two kind of phase delays. One 90-degree phase shift by avalanche multiplication current, which lags behind the RF voltage by 90 degree, and this IET lags behind this junction current by 90 degree again. So total phase shift is 180 degree between the external current and the input RF voltage. Means the external current from the diode lags behind the input voltage by 180 degree. So because of this phase delay between the AC input voltage and the output current, and the phase relationship of 180 degree, we are saying the negative resistance is produced in such kind of devices, so that this device could be used as an oscillator or as an amplifier or as a microwave source generator. So you see here that there is exponential rise in the current at the junction. Why this is happening here? Because if RF field is of sufficiently high frequency, then the rate of generate, and when this RF field is superimposed on the DC voltage given to diode, then because of the sufficiently high frequency of this AC voltage, the rate of generation of electron at N plus P junction during avalanche multiplication will be greater than the rate at which electron will be leaving the avalanche region. So because of this particular condition, the hole density and the current will sharply rise at the junction point over the period of time. And because of this, the 90-degree phase lag is produced between the carrier junction current and the applied RF voltage. And as soon as the RF voltage goes to negative, now the RF field will be subtracted from the DC field, and the electrons, now no electron hole pairs would be generated, and the electron will take sufficient time. That time is maintained by maintaining the length of L in such a way that they will take time to reach the output equals to the distance of this particular region. So the transit time of the holes which would have been generated by Blanch multiplication is given by transit time tau is equal to L by Vd, where L is the length of the drift region, you see, and Vd is the drift velocity, which is the saturated electron velocity, and tau is the transit time. This tau is the transit time. Okay, and the multiplication, avalanche multiplication factor is given as m is equal to 1 over 1 minus v by vb whole raised to the power n, where v is the applied voltage, vb is the avalanche breakdown voltage, and n is the value numerical factor depending upon the doping of n plus p region or p plus n region, and its value is typically between 3 to 6 for silicon material. When the holes are generated at n plus p junction because of avalanche multiplication, the field is reduced according to the Poisson's equations. So del cross of E is equal to del dot of E is equal to minus rho by epsilon. So because from that equation, this dE by dx is equal to minus rho by epsilon s, where epsilon is the semiconductor permittivity and rho is the volume charge density, and the external current is given by Q by tau, where Q is the total charge of the moving holes which are generated by impact ionization, and tau is the transit time. Tau is equal to L by Vd, as we have seen earlier this equation, L by Vd. So we'll put it here and we'll get the external current IET is equal to Q by tau, tau is equal to L by Vd. So this is external current. Now cavity will be tuned to give resonant frequency, which is calculated by, let me show you. So we know that the transit time is equal to L by Vt. Okay, and transit angle, this theta, will be equal to omega tau is equal to 2 pi f into L by Vd. Now see what would be the transit angle so that the oscillations will be sustained within this diode. Now let's see this characteristic diagram again. This transit angle will be equal to pi, you see the pi, so that the oscillations will be maintained within this device. The transit angle should be pi, so we'll put pi here. So pi is equal to 2 pi f into L by Vd. So frequency of operation will be equal to Vd by 2 into L. So this is the frequency which will be maintained to sustain the oscillation within the impact diode. So the external current that is produced within this impact diode is approximately equal to ID, which is the direct current supplied by the DC bias. ID is the current supplied by the DC bias is approximately equal to the external current, and the power delivered will be calculated as VA. VA is the amplitude of the AC voltage, and ID is the direct current supplied by the DC bias. So this is the power delivered by the impact diode, watt per unit area, and the quality factor we used to measure as, we know the formula, omega, maximum energy stored divided by the average dissipated power. This reed diode actually supplies AC energy, so it has negative Q, and uh, uh, this cavity will be having a positive Q. So if we want oscillation to be produced and we want stability to be produced, then this negative Q should be equal to the positive Q of the cavity circuit. And if the RF voltage increases, the stored energy and the energy of oscillation increases faster, because AC voltage is increasing, the oscillations will be increased, and they will be greater than this energy stored, or energy of oscillation will be greater than the energy delivered per unit cycle. This is the condition required for stable oscillations to be produced in the device. So for oscillations to be produced, we have to maintain that negative Q should be equal to the positive Q, and the F, if we increase the RF voltage or the AC voltage, the stored energy is greater than the energy delivered per cycle. So we have sustained oscillations produced within this device. So if we want diode to be operate as a stable operator, the negative conductance, it should also negative conductance of the diode must decrease with the increasing voltage. And if RF voltage increases, and it will increase up to a point when admittance of the diode is balanced by the admittance of the total circuitry, which is the microwave circuitry and the diode mount. And then oscillation, diode will oscillate at a frequency and RF voltage where diode admittance is equal and opposite to the circuit admittance. When the both the admittance will be cancelled out each other, then the oscillations will be produced. So we have three conditions: when negative Q is equal to positive Q, and when RF voltage is maintained at such a level, then electron will oscillate, and when the diode admittance is equal and opposite to the circuit admittance. This circuit admittance is the admittance of the cavity in which it is mounted. uh, this admittance will be calculated as a circuit admittance. So this impact diode is fabricated from several semiconductors, but generally they are fabricated from silicon and gallium arsenide. The device used to give very high RF output power, and it has good efficiency. DC to RF conversion efficiency is okay, 10 to 20%, and they used to operate in millimeter wave region and can operate up to 400 gigahertz. There are certain other forms of impact diode. The first form is abrupt PN junction, which is P plus N, N plus region, means there is no intrinsic region. This is the doping profile: high concentration, constant concentration lower than the P plus region, and then again in N plus region there is high doping. Second type of form is linearly graded PN junction, means there is linear grading from P plus to P and then N to N plus. There is no intrinsic region, but this drift region is divided into two PN junction, P plus to P and then N, N to N plus. Okay. Next is pin diode, which is very most popular form of impact diode, P plus I N plus diode. P plus, and then intrinsic region, then N plus region. So that's it for impact diode. In the next lecture, we'll study tripat diode. Thank you.